Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Real quickly, just give me a second. I am going to just tweet out this link so this way we can get some more people in the room. Give me 1 second. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're popping in here, just give me 1 second. I'm just tweeting out this link real quick. Just getting a few more people in the room. I think I saw a light pop up, so appreciate you. Give me 1 second. Hashtag first call. I got to figure out for next year how I can get my music back for when I'm on YouTube Live as well with it. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Okay, we got some five eyes already in here. 5:30. I love to see it. What's up, everyone? Welcome, 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 welcome. Just super excited to be here. This is the last first call of the year. The last first call of the year. Good morning, Khadijah. Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, Heat Pumps. I'm pretty sure that's Big Beard. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Super excited that you guys are here. So, like I mentioned, this is the last first call of the year. Want to finish off the year strong. Want to give you guys the last week of the year to kind of be able to spend time with family, chill, don't have to wake up as early. Even if you are going to wake up, not a problem. Really for you to focus on your goals, focus on the things that you want to get done, and then for you really building that last little bit of momentum into the new year. And that's really what I'm talking about today, right? Today I'm going to be talking about real quickly about, this entire month I've been talking about building momentum going into the new year. I've been repeating it over and over again. I've been talking about different ways that you can really get that your goals, start getting some of your plans that you really want to see come to fruition in 2023, how you can get it started moving in the right direction today, how you can start getting it moving in the right direction this month. So this way, by the time next year comes, you'll be ready to go. It's like a habit. You've already practiced it several times. Even if you haven't been consistent just in this month of December because different things have popped up, at least you've been in the position to see yourself, starting the process of what you see your future is looking like, right? And that's really one of my biggest goals, is to be able to help you guys say, all right, I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z. I want to get to this point. But for me, I understand that it's not going to come easy. I understand it's not going to be an overnight fix. I understand that it's not going to be like a quick little, let me snap my fingers and things are just going to work out in the way that I want them to. But it's going to be something for me where my breakthrough is coming through my progress. My breakthrough is coming because of the work that I'm putting in, and I'm taking incremental steps every step of the way. And this last first call of this year, that's all I want to talk about, is breakthrough momentum. Good morning, good morning, good morning, prolific earner. Yes, sir. Early bird gets the worm for sure. Keep getting that worm, man. That's why we're up here. And breakthrough momentum looks like it comes in different shapes and sizes for different people. But next year, 2023, is going to be the breakthrough year for you. It's going to be the breakthrough year for me. Now, exactly what we're breaking through is up for you to decide, and it's based on your plan and some of the things that you have written down. But the reason why I named this title of this last first call of the year, Breakthrough Momentum, is because we're getting to a point now where the year is over, it's done, right? We look back, we reflect over some of the things that we've done this past year, some of the accomplishments that we've made, some of the progress that we've been able to accomplish, right? And then I want you to look at your high level goals. I want you to look at some of your smaller goals. So big goals, smaller goals. And then I want you to ask yourself, okay, if I accomplished just half of these, what is going to change in my situation? If I just accomplished a quarter of these, what's going to change for me? And then I want you to say, if I accomplished all of these, what is going to change for me. And the reason why I want you to do that is because I want us to put it in perspective, because at the end of the year, typically what we do is we look back at some of the goals that we set for ourselves at the beginning of the year. And then there are going to be some that we did, and there are going to be some that we fell short on. It's a part of the game, right? Sometimes you set a big, hairy, audacious goal, BHAG, I'm sure you guys have heard that before. You set a big goal, and then you're going to be like, all right, by the end of the year, I'm going to make my first million. Awesome. Strive for the first million. Let's just say you didn't get that first million. Not a problem, right? But let's look at the list. And on that list, if there are no accomplishments, zero victories, zero things that you accomplished, then next year, you know what your breakthrough momentum is? Getting 1, 2, 3 actual tangible goals accomplished. That's breakthrough for you. Now, if you're somebody where you're looking at your goals and you did half of them, then what's your breakthrough? Your breakthrough is like, okay, I've accomplished 50%. Look at those 50% that you accomplished and ask yourself, is this what I really saw for my life? Or is this like, I accomplished 50%. Is this good enough, or did I make the progress and the productivity and get the accomplishments this year that I wanted to? And if not, what does that tell you about the goals that you're setting? They might be a little bit too small. They might be a little bit too easy. They might be a little bit too attainable, right? Now, and if you're looking at it on the other side where you say, well, I did 50%, but things for me aren't just really, there, or they're not really what I want them to be, then from there, we know what you got to do. You got to go and get some goals that are in alignment with what you're trying to do. But everything that we're talking about right now is about how to build breakthrough momentum. So today, I just want to give you a few things that you can tangibly put as you've written out your goals. If you haven't done that already, that's the first thing you got to do. Yesterday, Seven and I, we shared our goals with each other through text. We didn't hop on a call. I'll call him some point this weekend and talk through them with him. But we texted some of our goals with each other. And it was interesting to see some of the things that he had on his list. And it was interesting to see some of the things that I had on my list, right? And I'll read you guys just a few of the goals that I've set for myself next year. And the reason why this is really important is because, again, where there is no target, there's no progress. The things that we can't, if we're not aiming for it, then there's no way we're actually going to reach it, because we have to be able to stay lasered in and focused. We have to have something that we're going after. That's how the human brain works. It's as we as humans are. We like to be rewarded. We like incentives. But what gives us a reward? What gives us an incentive? Is hitting a milestone, is hitting a goal. That's what we got to do. So the first thing in 2023, if you have not done it yet, take time this weekend, take time before the new year, really to sit down and write out your goals. Now, you can type them out as well, but I'm always a big firm believer in the old school way, and there is scientific facts that break down that actually when you take pen to paper and you write things down, it actually makes it more physical. It makes it more etched and sketched and ingrained inside of your brain. So those are the things that we want to do, is actually write these things down, okay? And so for me, a few high-level goals, and you guys heard me talk about this on Wednesday when I talked about auditing your 5 Fs, right? So a lot of my goals after you audit your 5 Fs are directly related to the audit that I did, right? So this past year, I did a great job of starting to really get my spiritual journey onto that next level. I've read more of my Bible in this past year than I have in a while. Been tapped into a lot of devotionals and just different books and things of that nature. But for me, next year, I need to be more consistent. Like I got good progress. I got started, but now I need like daily devotion and Bible study. Right? Not just where I'm reading scripture just to like wake up and say like, okay, Noble, you read your Bible today. Cool. But for me, one of the goals is daily devotion and Bible study. And the reason why that is because when I did my audit, right? I spoke about this on Wednesday. When I did my 5 Fs audit, one of the things I was looking back on the faith side was like, okay, like I've built my faith up. I've got stronger support system. I've got a stronger spiritual journey right now, but it could be better. So that's one of the things that I need to be able to do to make that better. Okay, cool. Look at this. Let's see. Rehab my shoulder. That's another goal that I put out there. That's when I audited my fitness. And I looked at this past year. I've been able to do a lot of things, been able to accomplish a lot of goals on the fitness side. But one of the things that I haven't really gotten all the way back correct is my shoulder. right? And that's just because I kind of let it naturally heal, but now I got to do more physical therapy behind it. So because of that, I got to again research what are the movements I need to do, some of the things I need to rehab my shoulder. But these are some of the goals I'm just giving you guys because I want you guys to understand that some of the goals don't have to be big grandiose goals. For me, just not having access to my shoulder in the way that I wanted to without any pain, without like going to the gym and just lifting any weight and not thinking second or twice about it, that bothers me. So because it bothers me, it's something I want to fix and correct. And when you're trying to think about your goals, that's a good way to start. Sometimes we're going to write out goals and just put it out there and just write it in the universe. Like one of my goals is to get 100K subs across on my profile, like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. That's one of my goals, to get 100K, right? And that's a great goal. That's a great target to have. But really not having 100K followers or subs doesn't really bother me, right? Like it's something that I know I need to grow my business. It's something that I know that I need to grow my brand. But if I don't have it, and I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it or feel less about myself. But when you're looking at some of your goals, some of us have goals like, okay, let me get 100K on Instagram. I'm gonna make 100K in a year. We have some of these goals, which is good, but some of your goals need to be direct solutions to things that are bothering you, to things that piss you off, to things that get you angry, right? If there's something between like you and your relationship, you and your man or you and your woman that's on shaky ground, that should be one of your goals, is have crucial conversations next year, which is going to be one of the books that we read next year. Have support. Maybe be able to, at the end of the day, listen to my husband and my wife and listen to the problems that they have and be an open ear. That could be something that's simple goal for you. But the reason why that's a good goal to have is because it bothers you. So while it's great to have these goals that we reach for and these goals that we're striving to hit, that we want to knock out of the park, that we know is going to change our situation, that when we look back, it's like, oh yeah, I 10x my followers last year, I 10x my money last year, right? How about you 10x the reduction of pain? And what I mean by that is things that are annoying you, things that are nagging you, injuries that are hurting you, pain for emotionally, physically, mentally, like that support that you need, put that in your goals and put tangible solutions to those things so this way you can address it, all right? Another thing that I put on there, family destination trip, right? For me, like make sure one of your whys is inside of your goals, right? For me, my family is my why. I love my family to death. Everything I do is to build a stronger family, not only that I currently have, but I'm going to have. And one of the things that I love to do with my family is experience things. And we haven't really been able to experience much over the last 3-4 years for various reasons. So now we're in a good position to be able to do that. So for me, that's one of the things I want to do because my parents are my why. So what's your why? And is your goals related to your why? Some of y'all just writing on your goals build generational wealth, but that's not your why. That's something you want to do. Why are you trying to build generational wealth? And if you're trying to build generational wealth to give your children another asset, then your goals should be written down as buy my first real estate property, buy 10 shares of stocks and gift them, create a trust, create a will and testament. Like these are things that can create generational wealth, but are direct goals to your why. You understand? We have to get more granular with this stuff. We have to get more specific. If you're not specific, you won't be prolific. Our goal next year is to be prolific. And if we're not going to be specific, we won't be prolific. So we have to understand this stuff. We got to dive in. And for you, some of the things that you're going to be putting on your goal list is things that are directly correlated to your why, that can directly influence your why and affect that positioning inside of your mind, positioning inside your life and on your goal list. Get real specific about this stuff. Okay? And this is how you're building momentum. I'm giving you everything right now that you need to build momentum into the new year. The goal planning session, but make the goal planning special session specific, high level goals, short level, small level goals, but then also things that are directed to your why, things that are addressing pain points, but then also things that you can reach and that's going to push you, that's going to make you a little bit uncomfortable, that's going to require you to put in a lot of work. Like I said, 100K subs and across my profiles, I'm going to have to put in work to get that. And that's a goal. So how am I going to make that happen? Okay? And when you write out your laundry list of goals, like I'm looking here, I've got about 20 goals written out here, right? Some of them are going to be things that are going to take a long time. Some of the things are going to be things that I can get done in a shorter time frame, right? Depending on, right? Some things are that it's not the first step to be able to hit that goal. There's some things that you're gonna have to do 3, 4, 5 different preparation things in order to hit that goal. Like if your goal is to buy real estate next year and you've never bought a single property in your life, you don't have any credit, then you're gonna have to do some 3, 4 different intermediate goals first before you can hit that big goal. And that's the next part that I want to talk about today in terms of building momentum, is in the sense of building intermediate goals. I've been reading the book Organize Tomorrow Today as the last book that I'm reading heading into the new year. And the reason why I'm reading that book is because one of the biggest things that I struggle with personally is organizing my time and really making sure like I get everything done and following a schedule, and then not getting analysis paralysis because I write out 50,000 things I need to get done. And then you look at the end of the day and you got like 3 things done, right? That's the one thing that I really struggle with, right? Is really just getting more management over my time and like making my days all the way productive as much as possible. Just getting that structure there, right? And that's, for me, that I knew that was something that I was struggling with, that, like, for me to build momentum into the new year. So I'm reading this book that gives you principles, tactics, and tips that you can be able to make your day better, more effective. And one of the tactics that they gave inside this book, I'm going to share with you guys today. And I'm actually going to give you guys one of my resources that I've created that I've actually been using over the last about 2 years or so. That's really helped me out, right? And this is I love the comments as well, guys. I'm sorry I didn't see the comments. I was reading off my goal list. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate y'all in the comments for sure. I appreciate you guys on that for sure. And I got a lot of goals, Big Beard. I got a lot of goals, Khadijah. So, and I'd love to hear some of y'all's. Like, you know, if you guys got some goals for next year off the top of your head, drop it inside the chat. Drop it inside the chat. I want to hear some of the goals that you guys have. I wish there was a way that I can share my screen on here. There probably is. All right, give me 1 second. Look at this. I'm gonna pull this up. If you guys can see my screen, this will be awesome. All right, cool. I think you guys should be able to see my screen right now. Right, hold on. Let me just pull up YouTube real quick just to make sure that you guys can you guys see my screen? You guys see my Twitter? Let me see in the comments real quick if you guys can see my you guys can see me seeing myself in the screen. I just want to check inside the comments. Let me know. All right, cool. So if you guys can see my screen, this is one of the things that I want to be able to share with you guys, the productivity planner. I'm going to drop this inside the Discord group so this way you guys can download this, okay? But I want you guys to look over here first, okay? This is one thing that I look at every single day that I try to work on to build some momentum, okay? The first thing that I do is I write out a mantra for the day. How you start your day, what you believe into the day, what you speak into the existence, the manifestations you put into it is going to help you get your days really moving. Okay, you can see it. Thank you, Big Beard, right? Today's mantra. If you put down the same mantra every single day, it's not a problem. It's your mantra. Like my mantra for next year comes from extreme ownership. Discipline equals freedom. My thing for next year is I can be disciplined, then I can be free. That's my mantra. So I've been writing that out every single day. And things where I've fallen short, guess what? I understand that day I didn't exude discipline. And typically the days that I don't have discipline are the days where I don't get certain things done. And it's crazy. I've been, like I said, I've been working on this past month because I'm trying to build that momentum into next year, okay? But the next thing that you guys need to do, right, is so many of us do this right here. We have a laundry list of to-do lists and we don't know where to get started. And typically what we do is this. we get started on the easiest thing first. Okay, we typically get started on the easiest thing first because we're like, all right, that's my way of building momentum. That's a false thing. And what we typically do is, what happens is when we go for the easiest thing first, because it's really easy for us to do, we actually aren't accomplishing the big goals that we need to accomplish. And then what happens is typically our big goals require a few intermediate or preliminary steps, like I mentioned before. And then what happens is we actually don't ever see those goals through to completion because we have to do X, Y, and Z before we even get to that before we even get started working on that other goal. And then that kind of deters us. It makes us lose our motivation, our inspiration to get it. So this is what you do. You write out everything that you need to do in a to-do list just like this. Anything that comes to your mind. Hey, I need to take the kids to practice. I need to read an extra chapter of this trading book. I need to write down my trading journal. I sometimes do this as well in an app called Asana. I'll show you guys this real quick. This is the cool thing about YouTube Live. I can kind of show you guys a few things. I don't know exactly what's going to pop up here, but you guys can do this on here. You can do this inside of your notes app. Oh, see, look, I got too much stuff going on here. That'll be all right. Give me 1 second. All right, so I pulled up Asana here. You guys can see here on Asana, I've got tasks right here. And then you can put due dates onside the tasks as well. So for where you write down the majority of your tasks is up to you. You can put it right here in like a list. You can pull up your notes app or reminders right here and do it here. You could do it in an app like Asana right here, right? But get the majority of the things that you want to accomplish written out. And this is anything that comes to your mind. I got to do a follow-up call. I got to send this email to somebody that I've been forgetting to send an email to. I have to reach out to 10 clients, like whatever the case may be is, right? That's the first thing that you do. But this is the most important thing that you do after you kind of write the high level goals, everything that you want to accomplish, right? This is what you do right here. These three right here. Every day. And this is what I got from the book. And this is something that I've been doing, but I haven't been doing as much. Every day, those top 3 goals and priorities you need to write out. And those 3 things, no matter what, you are going to work on those first, and then you're going to work on getting them done. Now, if you don't have the ability to get them done every day, it's okay, but don't let the day go by where you don't try to work on those 3 big goals. You have 3 must-do goals, top goals and priorities. Just narrow it down to 3. Narrow it down to 3. And these should be goals that you can accomplish. These should not be goals, get real estate property, but you know you've got 10 other things first before you get real estate property. That is where the other list comes in. Where the big list, get real estate property, and then from there you can break down what is it that you need to do to be able to get real estate property. Okay, I need to check on my credit. I need to make sure that I have a down payment. I need to do the research of what type of real estate I'm trying to get into. I need, like, those are where you do the big laundry list, is where you put all of those things, and then you move things off of that big laundry list into your top 3 goals and priorities. I'm showing you how to build momentum right now. This is going to work for you. I'm telling you this is going to work. I'm telling you this is going to work if you try it. 3 things. One of those things you have to make the most important priority of the day. So typically for me, I put that right there on the top line. What's the biggest thing that I need to do? I put that right there on the top line, okay? And for me, you got to get all 3 of those things done, but one of them is a must do. So no matter what happens, if the day starts, if the day ends, it doesn't matter. You're getting that one thing done. That's that must do. You got to do it, okay? And at the very least, you're working on doing the 2 others. If you start working on this practice every single day, the momentum that you're going to make is going to be through the roof. Understand this one thing. Successful people are not busy. Successful people are productive and they are efficient. Understand that. There are things that they are doing in life causes them to live a busy lifestyle. It causes their calendars to be hectic. It causes their calendars to be full, yes. But successful people are not busy. They are productive. And if you really put it into perspective, how is it that somebody like Elon Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla and Twitter and running SpaceX has the time to devote to looking at all these businesses? It's because he knows how to be efficient. He knows how to prioritize. He knows how to put things in different silos. And that's what we have to do. We have to start prioritizing. It's not enough now to write out our goals anymore. It's not enough to manifest anymore. It's not enough to throw things into existence and say, okay, I'm going to get this done. It's now time for us to really be strategic, being specific so we can be prolific and start prioritizing the exact things that we need to get done. So you write your laundry list. You're going to identify 3 of the biggest things that you're going to get done that day. And it could be anything. It could be take profit. It could be, I'm going to read a chapter of a book. I'm going to journal. It could be anything that you know that you need to work on. You're going to do your 2 3s. And one of those is going to be the most important thing that you need to get done. Now, the next level to it is over here. You guys can see over here how I have the entire day mapped out in terms of my minute by minute by minute. What you want to do is these 3 things right here. I have done it before where I've planned out every hour of my day. That's a little bit harder and a little bit more of like a super military discipline routine type schedule. And it's kind of hard if certain tasks take a little bit more time than others to stay consistent. Because let's just say you block out 10 to 11 to work on something, but then it ends up taking you from 10 to 11:30. If you had something in that 11:30 slot, it kind of pushes everything back, which is not a problem. But if you plan out every hour, it makes it kind of more difficult, and you'll get there in your journey. But what you can do is these 3 big goals, right? And the one thing that you must do, you're going to go over here and you're going to select specific time to get those things done. Select specific times where you're going to get that stuff done. And from the book, and also from my experience, and from the things that I've learned over the years in personal development space, the most effective time for you to get these 3 things done is, you guys know when, right? If you know when, drop it inside the chat for me, right? If you guys know when there's going to be the best time for you to get those big 3 goals done, it's going to be in the morning. It's going to be in the morning. Why? Because I've mentioned on First Call several times, there's less distractions in the morning. Science shows that about around the time between the hours of about 9 to 10:30 is when we typically start getting, exactly, Earl, is when we typically start getting distracted because of the fact that we have more influences and pulls on our time and our attention. Okay? I got you. Heat pumps 8 to 10. That's awesome, right? That is when our time is for us to get these 3 things done. It's early in the morning. It doesn't have to be at 4 o'clock. It doesn't have to be at 5:30. It doesn't. If that's not your type of vibe, if that's not your type of schedule, no. But if you, for an example, I think I gave an example here on First Call before when I worked in corporate America, how my beginning mornings used to look. Used to get to the office before everybody else at 7 a.m. So it was quiet. It gave me time to get certain things done. But I didn't have to worry about traffic. I didn't have to worry about traveling. Didn't have to worry about some of those things, right? That was my way. That was the time that I carved out to get certain things done off of the big 3 on my list. Do the same thing for you. If you know the kids got to be at school by 7:30, and then you know maybe that you don't have to clock in until 9:30, that's 2 hours right there that you can be able to get something done in. That's our goal. That's your time to build momentum. So you're going to do 4 things on your calendar, okay? 4 things on your goal list. What you're going to do is take these 3. You're going to find a time, preferably in the morning, to get them done. But if you can't get them done in the morning, not a problem. Find some point during the day to get everything done. Okay? You put it here at 8 o'clock if you have to. Put it here at 2 o'clock if you have to. But I'm here to let you know so it's not a big shocker if you're not surprised when you look back at the end of the day and you haven't gotten the big 3 done. It's typically because you didn't get them done in the morning. Get them done in the morning. And these, my friends, are non-negotiables. Don't let people throw you off of this. Don't let people, the same way you got to go to work and your kid has to understand, other people in your life need to understand that you're getting your big 3 done of the day, or at least your big 1, and this is non-negotiable, okay? So you get those 3 on the calendar. There's one more time slot that I need you to get on the calendar, right? At some point, you guys know what the 4th thing is? The fourth thing that you have to get on the time slot at some point throughout the day is this: time for you to plan out tomorrow. So you get your big three done at some point today. Your next thing that you're putting on the calendar for you to do, carve out sometime during the day that you're going to start planning out your big three for tomorrow. You're not doing it in the morning of that day. And the reason why this is because science shows that, do you understand? Have y'all ever heard like a musician or an artist talk about like they sleep with a pen or a notepad by their bed because they get inspiration? Have you heard of a novelist or a journalist talk about this before, right? Because in their sleep, they'll be thinking of something and they'll just get it done, right? And I'll break down this science a little bit more inside the new year for you guys. But basically the science behind that is this: our brains, sleep works as the completion for us, right? It's the completion loop. We have a successful day. We have a full day. Sleep is now where we have the ability to complete that day, restore our bodies, rehab, and then be able to attack the next day the same way with more intensity, focus, inspiration, whatever the case may be. But what our brains also do during the nighttime is our subconscious mind, right, will start trying to solve the problems that are the biggest things that are pressing to us. Have you guys ever been in a big situation where you've been depressed, or there's a big decision that you have to make, or you've got a big project at work and you couldn't sleep? You know why that is? Because it's on your mind. It's on your conscious. And the thing is, your brain has been trying to figure out solutions, right? And guess what? You wake up out of your sleep, and then what's the first thing that's on your mind when you wake up out of your sleep and you have a big project coming up, or you got something that's pressing on you? You think about it. And it becomes like a stress factor for you. Like you start getting like all, anxiety and stuff like that, right? How do you help solve that anxiety? Is the same way. You write down your goals before the end of the day. You write down the things that you want to accomplish. You review that list before you go to sleep. Watch what's going to happen. Your brain is then going to start trying to fill and close that loop. It's going to start trying to problem solve in your sleep, in your subconscious mind, the solutions that's going to help you be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So a lot of times you will find, and this is scientifically proven again, that artists, scientists, machinists, engineers, when they've come up against a roadblock, something that they can't solve, what they will do is they will read their notes before they go to sleep. They will review some of the things that they're working on before they go to sleep, because what it then does is it allows your subconscious brain to start working on the problem through your sleep. And then that is how you get that eureka moment where you wake up out of your sleep and you feel like you've gotten some divine inspiration. Or you wake up out of your sleep and then you've heard artists or you've heard novelists write and say before, like, oh my goodness, like I've gotten the solution. This is where that comes from. So for us, why it's so important not only to have a prioritized list of narrowing down our options and be able to focus just on three things and one big goal that we want to accomplish for the day, but now it's super important that we don't wait until the next day to plan out what we want to accomplish or our next big three. Because what's going to happen is you write out those next three big goals that you want to accomplish, you read them out before you go to sleep, you think about them a little bit, and then what's going to happen is during your sleep, your brain, your subconscious is going to start working and trying to solve that. So when you wake up in the morning, guess what's going to happen? You might not have all the answers, but you'll already be inspired. You'll already be motivated. You already maybe even have an answer or an incremental step that will lead you towards the answer. You know why? Because it was working in your subconscious throughout the night. So basically your entire being is used to start working on your goals at all times, even when you're thinking about it and even when you're not. Think about that. Think about building momentum and think about the momentum that you can get towards your goals if it's working when you are not. Think about that. That was mind-blowing to me. Like when I was really reading this and I was like, yo, this makes so much sense. This makes so much sense. And that's one of the things that we have been missing out on. So when you are doing your big three, you put that in a time and then you find some other time, maybe at lunchtime, maybe after dinner. Carve out some time. It doesn't take you 30 minutes to write out your three big goals of the next day. It's literally going to take you 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take you long to do this. And then you've got your daily reflection here as well. If you choose to just write some more things, and then you got some notes as well. Again, I'm going to share this inside of you all with the Discord so you guys can download this and be able to have access to this list. Right? And this, my friends, is going to start giving you the momentum that you need inside of your business, inside of your life, and towards your goals and moving into 2023. Because that is what it's going to require. Not only for us to create a list just like this, where you've got all of your goals. Give me 1 second. I'll show you guys this real quick. Not just a list like this where you've got all your goals written out. You get what I'm saying? Family destination trip, buy mom a car, start a daily betting stream, create a product a week. Not only how do I create a product a week? I move it right here. Top goal, work on product part 1, work on product part 2. Then I put a time in here. And then at the end of the day, when I'm trying to think about what is the best product for me to create or what's going to be the thing that's going to inspire me, guess what's going to happen? I reread that back at the end of the night before I go to sleep, and I guarantee you the next morning I'm going to get some more inspiration on what the thing I need to work on. This is the momentum that we are building into the new year. And these are tangible things that I'm giving you that works. That's worked for me. But I've also done a lot of research and I've seen it work for other people. Prioritizing and being efficient is the number one thing that successful people do. And it's time that we start being successful. It's no longer important to be busy. It's no longer cool to be busy. It's no longer cool to look at your jillion things that you have no time for yourself. You have no time for your loved ones. I was talking to a guy on the phone yesterday, and he was literally just like, yeah, bro, all I do is work. And he took pride in that. And I was like, I understand that. I love the dedication. I love the motivation. Like, I love the fact that you're the breadwinner for your family. Everything's on you. Like, I respect that, man. But don't you want to spend more time with your family? Don't you want to spend more time with your daughter who's growing up? Yeah, I mean, I would, but this is what I got to do. I got you, man. How long do you want to keep doing that? Like, how long is this something that you just have to do? Like, how long do you feel like it is that you got to put in the late nights and do the early mornings and continue to push yourself and strain and fight sleep and drink tons of coffee and take more energy drinks? Like, how long do you feel like you have to keep doing this? And if that's not something that you want to keep doing, what are you going to do today, by the end of the year, to make sure that does not become something that's another life for you? Don't go through another year the same. Don't go through another year with the same pain. Don't go through another year facing the same struggles. And that's the last thing I want to talk about. I talked about earlier in terms of building momentum for the new year is not only being more prolific and be more specific so you can be more prolific. It's not only writing down your goals and putting high and intermediate goals. It's not only prioritizing these goals and actually getting them done, right? But the last thing that I just want to talk to you about in terms of building momentum is this. You got to break the cold streaks. You got to break the cold streaks. And what I mean by that is your breakthrough is coming. I got you, heat pumps. Shoot me a message on Twitter. Shoot me a DM on Twitter and I'll send it to you. It's at nobleliving_ on Twitter, and I'll send you that on Twitter. I'll DM it to you, bro. This is the last thing. I'll let you go. Break the cold streaks. And what I mean by that is this, right? Like, this past week has been a rough week for me betting. I've been cold as ice. Like, I'm talking about Gucci Mane bird cold. Like, I'm talking about like Frozone cold. Like, it's been ridiculous, right? And some of you guys have been cold at periodic parts throughout your options trading journey. You've been cold at certain points in your business where your leads have stopped coming in. You've been cold at certain points in terms of just your emotional stability, in terms of like, you just feel like no one's there to hold you, no one's there to love you, no one's there to promote you, elevate you. Like, there are different points in our life where we will feel just a little bit cold, where we feel just like we're not moving towards what we want to move towards, and we're not excited, we're not happy. Cold weather just makes us a little bit, anxious. The days start later, like, right? And if you're cold, whether in your bank account, Whether in your options trading journey or your betting journey, maybe your investing journey, maybe your business journey. Like if you just haven't been getting the wins that you want to, yeah, I can send inside the Telegram as well, bro. I got you, right? This is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do. I need you not to only will yourself, not only motivate yourself to get hype and get momentum back, but I need you to look at what you're doing and say, hold on. Find the thing that needs to be adjusted. For you, it might be this. I need to not bet. I need to not trade. I need to take a few days off. I need to take a week off. I need to clear my mind. I just need to come back fresh. That might be it for you. Get a reset. For some of you all, pressing the reset button is the best thing that you can do. Press the reset button. All the losses that you've had in 2022, don't carry them into 2023. Hit the reset button. If 2022 was a cold year for you, you didn't get some of the things that you want to get done, cool. Hit the reset button. Take a day or two off if you need to. Get your mind in a different zone so this when you come back, you're refreshed and ready to go. But if not, look at what you're doing and then ask yourself, what was working for me in the past and what is going to continue to work for me in the future? Understand this. I've been cold as ice sports betting, right? And I looked back at my journal. I journal every bet. I can show you guys right now. I journal every bet. And I noticed that a lot of the bets that I was missing was because I was taking a certain type of bet. I was taking a lot of first quarters, a lot of first halves. It worked for me really well about a month ago, but it's not working for me right now. The books adjust. The markets adjust. You know that, like I know that. The markets in 2022 ain't the markets from 2020. They adjust. Are you going to adjust as the platform adjusts, as the marketplace adjusts? That is the difference between successful people and losers. That is the difference between winners and people who throw in the towel and give up. There is not a single business, there's not a single entrepreneur, there's not a single millionaire or billionaire who has not had to adjust. And my friends, the one thing that you need to do in 2023 is adjust. You either have to adjust your mindset, you have to adjust your skill set. You have to adjust your habits. You have to adjust the things that you're doing. You have to adjust the people that you're associating with. You might have to adjust the way that you're researching. You have to maybe adjust some of the goals that you're setting, but you got to adjust. And I'm not saying adjust from a standpoint of giving up. I'm not saying adjust from the standpoint of throwing in the towel. I'm saying this. If it worked for you in the past, amazing. Make sure that it's still relevant and it's going to work right now. And if it isn't, then what can you do to then now be able to pivot and get back in alignment with what's working? It's so funny to me. I talked to a lot of options traders and they were telling me that, bro, this is the first year that they had to buy puts. Yeah, bro, because the marketplace now requires you to buy puts. Adjust. You got to adjust. But if you're trying to force a square through a round hole and say, this is how it's going to be, this is what I command is going to happen, life doesn't work like that. It doesn't happen like that. You're not going to get rewarded just because you think or because you demand certain things. You have to be willing to adjust. So for me, if I need a reset, I take a day off and I think about what are the things that I've been doing wrong? What are the things that I need to adjust? And when I make that adjustment, guess what I do? I implement it and I apply it. But sometimes you don't have to go in head first. If the money that I've lost over the last week and a half sports betting, guess what? I'm not trying to make it all back in one day. I'm not. I'm going to adjust and start using my new strategy, the new things that I'm looking at. The now first quarters and first half haven't been working for me as well. So now maybe I have to go for full game bets. Maybe I have to work with prop bets. Like I have to switch it up. So as I switch it up, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to start building that momentum back again because I'm going to start seeing some wins. I'm going to start identifying a new area. I'm going to start identifying a new trend. Something's going to start working for me. And as it starts working, you can start scaling and growing. But build the momentum first in smaller increments, and then from there you can go. You want to break a cold streak? You want to get out of a rut? You want to stop facing the same things over and over again? Build the momentum through adjustments and through small minor tweaks that is going to now allow you to start elevating and going. So guess what? My unit sizes 3 weeks ago, I was betting $300, $400, $1,000 on a pick. Right now, I'm betting $50, $25. You know, I used to play basketball. One of the things they tell you in the basketball game is when you're shooting cold And like Clay, and this works for Klay Thompson, this works for Steph Curry, it works for everybody. You know what they tell you? First thing that you got to do when you're on a cold streak is just get to the rim and get fouled or get a layup. You know why that is? Because you just need to see the ball go through the net. That's all you got to do. You just got to see the ball go through the net. When you're in the free throw line, you get the chance to go through your form just for you to see the ball go through the net and go through your mechanics without being rushed, without having a defender closing on you. And that's what you guys have to do. I know you want to hit the three-pointers. I know you want to hit the half-court shots. I know you want to have the 100% trades. I know you want to have the 10K, the 1,000 to 10K days, right? Like, it can happen. It's going to happen. But for some of us, what we have to do is just see the ball go through the net. See the ball go through the net. And if you're in a position where your life is not where you want it to be, and you've been facing some things that you want to just change a little bit, just start building that momentum, not only through your schedule, not only through your goals, not only through your prioritizing, but through just seeing the ball go through the net and adjusting. And then from you just be able to take that next step forward and that next step forward and that next step forward. And don't ever diminish a small adjustment or a small win. I don't care if it's a $5 bet, a 5% trade. If it's green, it's green. If it's a winner, if it's a winner. If your relationship hasn't been the best and you guys share a laughing moment together, that's what you're looking for. That gives you the thing to hold on to. If you just made it to the gym and you feel a little bit of soreness, that means that it's working. Just show up. Just start building that momentum. Just get a little bit of it. Just get a taste of it. Just get a feel of it. And when you do that, right, I promise you, the momentum that you're going to take from there, once you get that first taste. It's so funny because people a lot of times, they worry about the addictive nature of drugs and the addictive nature of things like alcohol and things like that. And they're like, you shouldn't even try it in the first place because once you have that taste, then it's going to be that thing that's going to stick with you and you're going to keep wanting more. Think of your goals the same exact way, right? Think about your achievements the same exact way. Think about your momentum the same exact way. Think about a green day the same exact way. You're just trying to get a taste. And that taste is going to become addicting. That a taste is going to be motivating. That taste is going to be inspiring. That taste is going to be the thing that's going to allow you to say, you know what? I've gotten $1,000 before. Now I need 10. Now I need 100. And I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to reach that because I know what's on the other side of this for me. And the same way that when you turn up or when you do other things and you have that taste and you enjoy it and you're hyped up and you're having fun and you're having carefree lifestyle, whatever the case may be, that's the same thing that can happen over here on the other side of goals. That's the same thing that can happen in 2023 for you. That's the same thing that happens on the other side of achievement. Seeing yourself accomplish things that you didn't otherwise think were possible or that you otherwise did not know anybody else who has been able to do, like in terms of your close proximity, that, my friends, is going to be the thing that's going to keep you showing up time and time and time again. And I appreciate you guys for showing up this year with me. First call. Like I mentioned, this is the last first call of the year. So stay on the lookout for some new things coming into the new year. On my Twitter, on my Telegram, on my in the Discord, all that, like Instagram, YouTube, I'm coming. I told y'all saw one of my goals. It's to have 100 subs on YouTube. I'm coming. So I've got a few plans and a few things that I might switch up building into the new year. Any suggestions that you guys might have, let me know, right? And I just appreciate all the support that you guys are having, that you guys continue to give. And I'm just really thankful for you all. And hopefully I've been able to help a few people this year. And my goal is to next year, we're really going to take things to the next level and really change some lives for sure. All right. And I appreciate you guys in the comments. I just want to read through these real quickly for you guys. I was in a losing streak in my options trade. I had to stop and get back with paper trading. Found what I was doing wrong, and I was over trading and picking the wrong contracts. It's as simple as that. That's an adjustment, my friends. You got to adjust. Here we go. In motorsports, a pit stop is a pause for refueling, new tires, repairs, mechanical adjustments. A driver change is a penalty or any combination of the above. That's it. Make the pit stops in your life. Make the pit stop. Understand the Indy 500. I'm not into NASCAR or into motorsports, but guess what? It's 500 laps around a track. You know how consistent you have to be? You know how disciplined you have to be? Motivated you have to be to go 500 laps around a track that has the engine literally like 20 like inches away from you, so it's hot as hell. I read something one time that the average NASCAR driver loses like 15 pounds a race just because of the sweat that they go through just in that tight car. And they're going 200 miles per hour. Wait, if one thing goes wrong, their life could be ended. One of the greatest racers of all time, Dale Earnhardt, guess what happened to him? His life died in a car crash in a race. And I'm here to let you guys know, just in motorsports, they have to go get those pit stops. They have to go get those tires changed. They have to endure that heat. They have to go around that lap 500 times over and over and over and over again. So when you're looking at your goals and you're trying to throw in the towel and you say, I don't need to make no stops, I don't need to make adjustments, just understand what you're doing. Understand when you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Just understand the principles that you're trying to implement. Understand that there's nothing that's successful that's going to come unless you're willing to be repetitive and willing to stay consistent and do it over again. That is the difference. And I love that motorsport example, Heat Pumps. I'm going to actually probably use that one day inside of a speech or something. So, you put me onto something. And my boy said, appreciate you, Jesse. Love, appreciate you, man. Much love to you. Had to make a pit stop. Don't let 2023 be the year where you've made a stop and you've stopped there. Where you decide to stay more comfortable in the bay, where you decide to stay more comfortable in the bunker, you're chilling, feet up, relaxing. Make 2023 the year that you're deciding that, you know what, things for me are going to be a whole lot different. Things for me, it might be boring at times. It might be repetitive at times. I might have to keep making pit stops. I might have to keep going back to my team and figuring out what I got to do and what adjustments I have to make. But that is going to be the differentiator. That is going to be the thing that's going to get you towards your goals. And as long as you have the ability to prioritize them and really start working on them and taking that momentum, I promise you, it's going to be just like a car. Once those wheels start turning, it's just going to start going faster and faster and faster. And I promise you, you start this, what I just mentioned to you, 3 goals, 1 major goal, and you work on getting all 3 of them done a day, and you tell yourself, I'm not stopping today until I get at least 3 of them done, or at the very least work on it a little bit. Okay, it's okay if one doesn't go inside. If one day you don't get it all done because life happens, don't let a day go by where you just don't touch it. That's the biggest thing. Just don't let a day go by where you don't just touch your goals. And if you do that, my friends, I promise you, if you don't believe me, just try it. Just try it. Give me 12 months. Just try it. I promise you next year will be the best year of your life. And you will accomplish more than you ever thought possible. And that's the goal. So I appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys for Mindset Friday. I'm not 100% sure if it'll be on IG Live or Twitter Spaces, but you guys will see me around. And I'll probably do like a call next week just to like hop on and just chop it up for the end of the year. But I just want to let y'all know, officially, we are done with First Call for the end of the year. It's been a great, amazing year. Finish the year strong. Write out your goals. Write out the things that you want to do. Start prioritizing. Spend time with family. Identify your whys and go and get after it. Build the momentum, and I promise you next year is going to be the best. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Happy New Year's, happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever y'all celebrate. Let's get after it, and let's get better. And I can't wait to see us take that next level in 2023. Dictate your fate today and dictate your fate next year. Let's go.